Oh yeah, can I plug my phone in?
Yeah. Today's been a pretty productive day so far.
Yeah. Filmed 2 videos.
Mm-hmm.
Did laundry.
Yeah. I guess you had a more productive day than I did. I spent a lot of time with the feral cat and the feral kittens.
They're so cute, you guys. You don't even know.
Yeah, they're really adorable. They will be up for adoption when they are old enough, the kittens. I think the mom, once she's spayed, I think she's going to become like my parents' outdoor pet cat.
She's pretty feral.
I don't know though. I think that she's, to me, I get the vibe that she's not super feral. She's just been living outside on her own for so long. I think like, it's kind of like Darth Vader. At the end of Return of the Jedi, Vader's like telling Luke, like, you were right about me, you know? Like, there was still good in me. You were right. Tell your sister you were right. And he's got his, like, robot harmonica.
Good old robot harmonica. She has one of those too, actually. I saw it in the area for the kittens.
And then I also just spent a lot of time on the phone with my brother. Talking about this audiobook that he got me to start listening to, all about negotiation, and it is a very interesting book. I am really excited to put into practice some of the techniques that it teaches. I also, one of the things I also love about the book is that he really makes it clear, like, maybe some of these tactics aren't things that you necessarily want to do yourself, but you should be aware of them. Regardless of whether or not you're going to use the techniques yourself, you should be aware of them so that you know when other people are using them on you, which is super fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
I wish that we had filmed yesterday, which we didn't, but the thing that I had wished that we had filmed was our discussion about Instagram and Instagram strategy, because I think it would have been helpful for people. Essentially, we've been told by brands that once you hit 50,000 followers on Instagram, that's when you really start to be able to make a decent living. So the question here is like, how do we get to that subscriber number quickly, but at the same time get there organically and authentically? To me, and I think you would agree with me on this, points that make the most sense to be able to do that would be engaging more with people that do follow us and with people that don't follow us, posting more, just in general, putting more content out there. The way I see it is like every piece of content adds to your discoverability, following relevant accounts also, definitely using all of the features of Instagram so that the platform itself is like, okay, this account is really active. We want it to be, like, since it's such a big part of the community, we want to promote it to the community and encourage this kind of behavior. Then the question is, how do you do that quickly? And that's tricky. If we were gonna spend 8 hours a day on Instagram, that would be one way, because if you're spending that much time on Instagram every day, then in a month, you're probably gonna see some pretty massive results. I just don't know if we really want to spend 8 hours a day on Instagram.
I mean, we can't.
Well, we could sleep less or waste less time. Like, we watch TV shows. We usually watch like 2 or 3 TV shows a night, which is a weird habit that we've gotten into.
Yeah.
That's an hour and a half of time that we could use for more valuable stuff.
Yeah, totally. But
Or
I'm saying we
multitask,
also have other
too.
things, like we need to film more often, things like that. I'm just saying, like, in the big scheme.
I agree with what you're saying. I just think that there's plenty of wasted time.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't have to take it, like, we have so much time that's wasted that we don't need to take it away from filming or doing the other stuff we need to do. We could easily take it away from wasted time, you know?
Yeah.
Not that, like, self-care and relaxing and just zoning out is not important. It's just that I think a lot of what we do under the guise of, like, relaxing isn't actually relaxing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
like
just
watching
wasting
TV,
time.
yeah, it just gets your brain going, like, before you're going to bed, and
Yeah.
becomes like something that keeps you up longer, and then you wake up less rested, and blah 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 blah. I had wished that we had filmed that conversation, but I think we've now covered it
We've
pretty
covered
well.
most of it, yeah. I mean, I was just talking about how I want to take advantage more of, like, scheduling services, and I picked out which one I want to use. There's so much content I create that's like, I don't want to say it's evergreen, but it's stuff that doesn't have to be posted right now. It could be spaced out, or, like, for example, we go to the Lush store and I take like 20 pictures that come out really nice, I'm not going to post 20 pictures at the Lush store all at once. To that point, in like 3 weeks, I might not remember that I have them. So using a planning system so that I can like take advantage of stuff in the moment and schedule things out, so that way I can, instead of like trying to come up with content every single day on the fly, I have like some sort of a buffer. I have some things scheduled, some things that I can just post quickly and easily, and then keep creating content to add to that. So that way, if there is days where I end up not doing my makeup, I still have a cute selfie I could post or things like that. Or if there's days where we're traveling, there's still something that could go out. And then also just in the everyday, that'll like free up a little more time for me to be engaging with people.
Totally.
I did notice last week on Instagram, I tried replying to people really quickly after they responded, and my post dropped in engagement. And then this week I didn't do that, and they increased in engagement. And I thought that was super interesting. Because last week I was like, oh, I just got this notification that 10 seconds ago this person posted a comment. I'm replying right now. I did that, and all the photos I did that on got way fewer views and likes and comments than the ones where I waited like a few hours. And I thought that was interesting.
I wonder though that is super interesting and something to pay attention to. And I think the way that we would really gauge that impact would be to assess the other factors that could have impacted that. Like
time of day.
Yeah, time of day, like what brands were mentioned, what did you look like what was the image, you know what I mean? And then if we could narrow that down to say this kind of post gets this kind of engagement, then we can really pay attention to like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I was surprised that there was a huge difference.
Yeah, that is very interesting. The other thing I wanted to talk about was that we got this message on Instagram from some other person that lives in some other country, accusing us of having stole their WordPress, basically the theme and like color scheme of their website. And they also do beauty and cruelty-free stuff. Now, the funny thing about this is that our website is a template that we purchased. It's kind of like going up to somebody that drives the same car as you and being like, hey, why are you driving the same car as me? Like, you copied me. And the person would be like, dude, like, we both bought the same product.
Yeah.
And also, it only comes in so many colors and layouts, so like of course everybody who bought this car is going to have a similar car.
And I've seen 10 to 30 other websites using the same theme in the same color. Like, it's not an uncommon one in the beauty space.
Yeah, it's a cool theme.
Space. Yeah, I've seen tons of people use it in the exact same color scheme, which is one of the default ones.
Yeah.
So like,
so this person,
it just is what it is.
Yeah, this person emailed and basically, not even basically, accused Tashina and I of having stole her theme and then creating this font that's very similar to her font for her logo, which is also funny because in the time we live in, there are only so many like fonts like that are like trendy and cute, and like everything kind of looks the same. You know what it's like? It's like metal bands. You know how like you see a metal band t-shirt and you can never read what it says because they all just look like those like Rorschach things or whatever that's called? To me, it's the exact same thing. Like, yeah, of course our logo looks the same because we're like...
So many people use handwritten fonts.
Yeah.
Handwriting fonts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, is that like our logo was custom done for us.
It's actually handwritten. It's not a font.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of think she might have tricked us when she sold it to us as being handwritten. I'm not convinced that she actually did handwrite it. I think we got screwed, but that's not the point. The point is, it's interesting to see other people's perspective, to see how big someone's ego can get, and that because they let their ego get so big, they think that you are doing something to them, and they overlook the fact that like this is just the world. Like, of course that kind of thing happens.
And assuming too that like I am aware of them and their website.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big part of it. Is it like I had to stop and be like, wait, who is this?
Yeah.
What is that? Like, not to be mean, but like,
yeah,
I'm not it's not someone I follow or pay attention to. So it was like, I literally had no idea because I don't visit their website. It's not written in my language. It's not content that's relevant to me.
Yeah, when I went to their website, I'm pretty sure that today, when they messaged us, was the first time I've ever seen their website ever. Anyway, the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I thought if people are watching this and they're also getting into this kind of thing, that it might be interesting for them to hear about our kind of like interactions with this type of thing, because it happens. Like,
totally.
That's just kind of goes with the territory. And it's sad that this person would assume that they got somehow ripped off, like that we jacked their, to be completely frank. Like, that's really sad to me that somebody that's the first thing they would jump to. It's also funny to me that their ego would be so big that they would think that we would do that.
Yeah, versus that we just also got it from the most popular WordPress theme site where it's one of the most downloaded.
Right, which is...
like, it's a super common theme.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's accurate, like if it's the most... I'll take your word that it's one of the most popular and one of the most downloaded. I don't know, but the point is, it's a product that exists on the internet. So even if it's the 1,000th most popular thing out of the 1,100 that they make, the point is it's still a product that literally anybody could go buy and set up tomorrow and have a site that looks like ours. Like, it's not that complicated.
No, and also I think too, people get so caught up in that, like, your packaging is part of you, but it's just packaging. Like 5 people could use the exact same theme, the exact same similar logo, but their voices are different, and every website's going to be a different experience because of that. And I think that part of the old blogging world is being so obsessed with it being about the theme and being like, this has, like, my theme is who I am. And it's like, but it's not. Your voice is who you are. Your voice is what matters. People, especially now with so many people using stuff on mobile, they're going to see hardly any part of your theme anyway. Like, the majority of your website viewers anymore, they're on their phone, they're on their iPad. They're not going to be viewing your whole theme. I don't want to say it's no longer relevant, but it's not as primary as your voice. Like, your voice is what matters.
Sorry to cut you off, but we got to go.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We are headed to the winery that our friend works at.